Low-quality fans of a high-quality Bruins team and a Vegas team, apparently. I thought I'd switch it up with the Vegas third. God, this thing's ugly. There's no name on this one yet. I have a lot of blanks that I just have not gotten customized yet. But I thought I'd change it up with this because this is not a Bruins-centric video. But there is some Bruins-centric news. There's a very important jersey conversation and another important jersey unboxing. We'll get there. But let's start with the Bruins news. Carson Kuhlman has hit waivers. Not a big deal. I like Kuhlman for the most part. I like him as a depth piece on the fourth line when he is needed because of injury. I do not think he's a mainstay in the NHL no matter where he goes. But this one does kind of sting. We've had Kuhlman around for a while. He's made some pretty fun plays. At the end of the day, when young guys are stepping up, when you have guys like Steen and Bleed grabbing spots on the roster and not letting them go, we have a salary cap league. Somebody else gets pushed out, and sometimes they got to get sent down. I think it's a very, very large possibility that Kuhlman gets grabbed. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss making fun of his face because he looks like a sloth. That's not to say this is negative news in any way. If he clears, great, right? We keep that depth piece. But if he doesn't, we should be kind of happy that we're seeing the development of a couple guys, particularly Steen and Bleed, because Bleed, for the longest time, we just weren't sure about. And right now, he looks like a real bottom six guy. Steen wasn't really on our radar until this season, and then we kind of went, wait, we might have something here. And he's got the ability, the shot, the playmaking, and the tenacity. You can't teach that. The tenacity to potentially move up in the lineup. He's playing the third line right now. I think it's going to be a year or two before he really gets into the middle six. But that's a possibility with him. Somebody else gets bumped. You got to remember, Foligno is still injured, so he's not back in the lineup yet. Now, when we trade DeBrusk and Foligno gets in, are we looking around like, hey, maybe we're going to miss Kuhlman if we have injuries? But there's a couple guys, Stanika and Lauko, that are also ready to make a step up, or we think are ready to make a step up, at least in bottom six roles. This isn't the end of the world. It is an actual sign that maybe the Bees are doing something right in the development process in this situation. So, good job by them. Let's talk about, because this is a jersey episode, we have a very special jersey. This was supposed to be unboxing, but I couldn't help it, and I unboxed it early. This is my first Detroit Red Wings jersey. So we have a new low qual, which is very exciting. This is also a jersey that was sent to me by one of you. It was a viewer jersey. They bought it for me and sent it over, which is just insane. Thank you so much, Jack. His name's Jack. We've had a few conversations now. He's a great dude. I'm going to embarrass him a little bit here because I have to show you guys this. It's awesome. If you can see it there. He drew the B with the Red Wings. That's just sick. He left a little note in here too. He's been watching the channel for about a year, a little over a year actually. He is a Red Wings fan as well as a Bruins fan. Big Pats fan, so that's a tough one right there. But hey, look, every team, we had 20 years of success. We got to dip and then come right back up. You got to remember, most teams don't have a franchise quarterback. We already found ours again. So we're going to be just fine as long as Belichick doesn't retire. So let's hope about that. But let's get to this. This is an Indo Adidas. Now this is an alarming sign right out of the gate. So for collectors out there. Now this doesn't mean anything as far as a red flag, but it has the Adidas button. Now these are still in circulation. It's probably a 2017 to 2019 Indonesian-made Adidas, right? Made in Indonesia. Size 52, which I am. I like to have them a little loose so that I can have a hoodie underneath it. In South Carolina, that's not really a big deal because it is still 60 degrees outside right now, guys. It sucks. It sucks. I'm not going to see any snow this year, probably. But this guy right here, the reason I say that this is a bit of a red flag is that a lot of the fakes will still include the button. Now, this is very clearly not a fake. I thought this would be good to kind of teach a thing or two. You see how clean this bar is? That's a good sign right there. It's not all bulgy. There's not like fabric coming out of it at all. On the back, it's a very centered Adidas logo. I'm not holding it in a way that looks centered, but it's very centered. It's not something that you see crooked, and there's no lines connecting the letters. They call it drop stitching. There's none of that. So this is very clearly an authentic made in Indonesia Adidas. It looks great. I have to figure out who I'm going to get on the back of it because it is a blank for now. But this is a beauty. And I can't tell you how excited I am about this. It's to have a fan send one is just ridiculous in my brain. This is a channel that is for fun. All the content is free, as you guys know. A few people have tipped me on Twitter. That's what helped me get the Steam jersey that's still on its way. But to have someone go out of their way to send me, knowing, because he knew that I didn't have a Red Wings jersey because he had watched for a year and never saw a Red Wings low qual. That's just really cool. Oh, also a really good sign here. The NHL logo, very clean. Again, you'll see these on fakes where they're very messy. They're very easy to tell that, hey, that wasn't a professionally done job. This is just a beauty, man. I'm sorry I used it as like an example of like, hey, this is real versus fakes just to teach something, but I thought it was a good opportunity because it does have that button. And they are still in circulation. You'll still see that a lot. God, this is a good looking jersey. I'm just so excited. Now, I do have to ask you guys a question. Because I'm going to put it on the wall. I know. But I have to put it on the wall for a bit because this means so much to me. I have to do it. Right in the middle of a 5-game win streak. Now, Jack knows what's on the line. So if the team starts to struggle, we're going to have to take him off the wall. He knows. He's aware of this. But you guys have to tell me who gets shifted. Now, none of these are going to be taken completely off the wall. There are other places they can go because I can't mess with the mojo that much. But you can tell me who is going to get shifted probably out of the frame and get moved somewhere else. So you guys let me know down below. I'll give you a long... Hold on, I'm in the way. Take a look and tell me who gets moved. I have a guess as to who it will be, but we'll see who you choose. Thank you, Jack. This is really cool. This is just really cool, man. We do have an unboxing. I already opened it because, I don't know, I just did. But this is a player who meant a lot to me when I was younger. He was a large part of my childhood growing up. This is perfectly packaged. Look at this. I bought this off of a user of the Hockey Jerseys Discord. It's a Discord for collectors. Now, I'm kind of a ghost in that right now because when you're on it, you see stuff you want and you buy it. And I don't have enough money to just be willy-nilly buying things. But I thought this was a really good deal. I already have a few Avalanche jerseys. But again, a lot of you know that when I was younger, now I watched the Bruins, of course, but Patrick Waugh, Sakic, and Milan Hajduk were huge parts of my hockey youth. This is a size medium 2001 to 2004 CCM replica. Okay? These are a bit heavier than the Adidas versions. They're warmer in my opinion. I really like the way that they did the nameplates. The customization of the letters, they're more firm. I really like the old CCMs. I just think they feel retro, and I know this is only 20 years ago, but they feel really retro. They're beautiful jerseys. This collector clearly knew what he was doing when he was taking care of his jerseys. There's no creasing on the patches. There's no creasing on the name or numbers. It was packaged perfectly. It was in that package for almost 2 weeks. No creasing anywhere. Our friend Jack also did a great job of that when he placed it. He made sure that the front logo wasn't creased. If you are ever selling a jersey or buying a jersey, when you sell it, you have to fold it properly. You can look it up online how to do it. It's very important. And if you're buying one, never shy away. You're never being rude to say, hey, please make sure when you place the jersey into the packaging that you're careful about creases on whatever may be on it. It's harder to do when you have a full nameplate, numbers, patches, and obviously the logo. This gentleman took perfect care of this. You have to remember how old this is. Now, I am probably going to put it through a little more abuse. I wear my jerseys frequently. That's the kind of collector I am. But you always do your best to take care of it. It's incredible. It really is. There's no tearing. There's no creasing. There's no fabric loosening here. This gentleman really took care of his jerseys. It's just a beauty. I love these patches. And you can see actually a little bit because he hangs them up. He probably hung them. It looks like he hung them in a way that had the piping, so you have less creasing. But you'll see, 20-year-old jersey, you'll see there's a little bit of creasing down here. It kind of turns a little bit. That's just the kind of stuff you try your best to avoid. But if you ever want a retro feeling jersey, the CCMs are a great way to go, especially the early 2000s versions. They're just heavy. They feel cool. This guy's not going to go on the wall right away. We can't mess with Mojo. Jack's going to be a special case. But thank you again to the Hockey Discord for helping me find this. God, what a beauty. The CCMs were actually made in Canada much more commonly. It's the more modern jerseys that it's much harder to get an MIC, especially the Adidas. Those are just usually team-issued kind of stuff. God, I love these old ones, though. It's hard to find an old one with this kind of quality. Really tremendous job by him taking care of his stuff. It's worth a good comparison. I know I'm rambling on about jerseys. Not all of you are going to find this all that interesting. But when you look at this kind of just craziness going on in front of me, Vegas was trying to be fun, right? I kind of think this jersey looks ridiculous, and I think it looks kind of cheap, right? Kind of, I don't know. I really like these jerseys because they're so ridiculous, but they do look like almost a knockoff in a certain sense. Whereas some of these old classics are just, I mean, look at how clean that looks. You can see the texture. I don't know if you can see it on my camera. It's a kind of a cheaper camera. No, probably not. But there's textures on the letters and the numbers. Just an absolutely beautiful jersey all around. Oh, it's good stuff. All right, guys, that does it for me. Everyone say thank you to Jack, because thanks, Jack. It's so cool. Let me know where he needs to go on the wall. Hopefully our good play continues. He knows what's on the line. Don't be mad at Jack. He knows what we're dealing with here. This is my decision to put it on the wall. So don't bully him, bully me. I deserve it. I deserve it. Thank you for all the support, everybody. This has been a really tremendous project to work on. And as busy as I am with all this going on, especially with the Bruins scheduled 4 games a week, it feels like 9 games in 15 days, is so worth it. It really is. And I know I haven't been able to reply to as many comments lately. I realize that I've kind of fallen short on that side of things. I do read them, I do see them, and I do very much appreciate them. Go Bees!